Hi guys, I'm Chirayu Bhatt again, your economics teacher, and I have got a new law today for you to learn. And the law that we are going to learn today is law of supply. In the previous videos, we have seen concept of GDP, we have seen law of demand, we have seen the shift in demand curves. Today we are going to study law of supply. Law of demand and law of supply are absolutely essential laws as far as basic economics are concerned, and together they form together both the laws they form the market equilibrium concept clearly into our minds. So it is absolutely essential for us to learn the law of supply as well once we have learned law of demand. Now, you remember law of demand: when price increases, demand decreases, and why when price decreases, demand increases. Law of supply is exactly the opposite of law of demand. Law of supply says that when price increases, supply of goods also increases. Remember, when price increases, supply of goods also increases. Yeah. And when price of the goods falls, it means when price of the goods goes down, decreases, supply of the goods also falls down. So this is exactly the opposite of law of demand. If you want to understand this, remember, we have assumption here that all other factors remaining constant, like same assumption like we had in law of demand. We had the same assumption in law of demand as well, that other factors such as income, number of customers, etc. remain constant. We have that assumption here as well, that all other factors remain same. We will see those factors later on, but as of now try to understand that when price increases, supply of the goods also increases. When price of the goods goes down, supply of the goods goes down as well. Now let's try to understand this with the form of a diagram and this chart. See, in the chart it says on the left hand side it's price, and on the right hand side it is quantity demanded. When the price of the good was $5, or whatever currency you like, you can apply that. When the price of the good was 5, quantity demanded, quantity supplied, beg your pardon, quantity supplied was 10 units. When the price increased to 10, the quantity supplied increased to 20, and when the price further increased to 20, quantity supplied also increased to 30. If you want to put those numbers into the diagram, we will get something like that. When the price was 5, remember, on the horizontal line it is price, on the vertical line it is price, and on the horizontal line it is quantity. When the price was 5, quantity was 10 units. When the price increased to 10, quantity increased to 20, and when the price further increased to 20, quantity further increased to 30. So remember, the demand curve, we had something like that. Yeah, the supply curve is something like that. So this is our supply curve. Yeah. So what are those assumptions that has to remain stable and constant if we want our law of supply to work out? First of them is price of other goods are constant. There is no activity happening in the market. The other goods are stable. There is no change in the price of other goods. Yeah. If the price of other goods are fluctuating, then our law of supply might not work. So price of other goods are constant. This is the prime assumption of law of supply. Then there is no change in the state of technology. Remember, technology is constantly upgrading itself. So this is our diagram for the price and quantity supplied. So at the price of 10, we have supplied 20 units. But what happens if the technology has upgraded? Then at the same price of 10, we will be able to produce more units. So it is possible that at the same price of 10, we are able to supply 25 quantities now. Because remember, technology has improved and we are now able to produce more units than we used to produce once upon a time. So remember, the technology has to remain constant. The technology should not be upgraded as well. Yeah. Then the third one is prices of factors of production remain same. Factors of production such as land, labor, capital, etc., they have to remain constant as well. If there is increase or decrease in the cost of production, then our law of supply might not work as well. Yeah. Then the fourth assumption is there is no change in the taxation policy of government. Government, as you know, sometimes gives subsidies, it increases subsidy, reduces subsidy, it increases taxation, it reduces taxation. No change at all in the government policy. If you want your law of supply to work out, there has to be a stable and without change taxation policy as far as government regulation is concerned. So there is no change in the taxation policy of government. And the last one is goals of the producer remain same. Yeah, what do I mean by that? See, when you started a business, you wanted to make profit. Then after 2 years or 5 years or 10 years, the goal of your business has changed. Now you just want to cover the cost of the production, and that's all. You don't want to make any profit. So in other words, you want to do charity now. Yeah, you don't want to make any profit now. You have converted the goal of the business to charitable organization. In that scenario, the law of the supply will not work as well. Why? Because remember, at the price of 10, you were supplying 20 units. Now the price has fallen down to 5. So by law of supply, according to law of supply, the quantity supplied should fall down to 10 as well. But since the goal of your business has changed now, you still want to supply 20 units because you no longer want to make profit. Yeah, you are just there to help people. You are there just to help the society. You are there just to do the charity. So goal of your business has changed. That should not happen if you want your law of supply to work. Yeah. So here is your law of supply. Exceptions, assumption. Let's see the exceptions. They are the last part of law of supply. Then we will move on to the shift in supply curve. Future expectations. These are the scenarios that if this is the scenario, then law of supply will not work as well. What are those scenarios? Future expectations. See, you are selling a good or commodity for $10 today. Yeah. Imagine that the price of that good or commodity has fallen into the market and it is now $8. So according to our law of supply, the quantity that you supply should drop down as well. But since you fear that prices will further go down in the future, it will be $6 or $5 or $4 in the future in the nearer times, then you are willing to supply same quantity at $8 as well. Yeah, because you want to get rid of all your stock, because you are afraid that in the nearer future prices are going to go further down as well. Yeah, so that in that scenario our law of supply will not work. Yeah. Then agricultural goods. You know that agricultural goods takes time to produce. You know, if suppose for example tomorrow the price of wheat or rice in the market goes up, so is it possible for the farmer to plant and grow rice in just 1 night or 2 nights or 3 nights? Nah, he will take time, he will need some time. So agricultural goods are another exception to law of supply as well, because they take time to come to the market. You know, then there is perishable goods. Perishable goods such as fruits, vegetables, who are not going to be in use for a longer period of time. They are perishable goods. Yeah. So what happens in the case of perishable goods? Suppose for example you are supplier of vegetables and you know that the prices of particular vegetable has fallen. Even then you will not reduce your supply of vegetables, because you know that if I do not sell them today, they are going to go in waste tomorrow and you will have to incur loss. So in the case of perishable goods, our law of supply fails as well. Then rare articles. Painting of Mona Lisa, another heritage painting or ancient monument or something. If the price of that particular rare article triples or doubles, even then you won't be able to increase the supply, because there are very few number of such pieces available. So in the case of rare articles as well, our law of supply is going to fail. And then there are backward countries like Somalia, Ethiopia, Chad. They are the backward countries. They have very limited factors of production. They have very limited resources. So even in those backward countries, the prices are rising. It may happen that the producers are not able to contemplate that with higher supply, because they have limited resources, they have limited factors of production. So in backward countries and backward markets, even though prices are increasing, they are not contemplated by increase in supply. So they are the exceptions of law of supply. And same like law of demand, we have to remember two scenarios as far as shift in supply curve is concerned. So remember, in the law of demand we had two scenarios. The demand curve moves to its right, or the demand curve moves to its left. Same here, we have two scenarios. The supply curve can move to its right, or the supply curve can move to its left. And that is caused not because of change in price. Remember, law of supply is evaluating relationship between